Hello, Sky Friends. Welcome again to another episode. I have been promising to do the outlying realms for a while in the candle and wing light runs, and I haven't done it. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully, I will be able to edit this with all the cute little things that I've been learning to do, but OBS and DaVinci are not playing well together right now for me. So this may be the old style, just cut and harsh changes. Please just excuse that. And anyway, all of those extra realms fall off of, or have exits off of, the Windpaths. So that's where we're starting. This is Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber, and welcome to another wing light and candle run in Sky. So I'm not sure what this particular zone is called. I call it the floating islands. My vaunted flying skills. These tunnels have candles in them. So you need to try to get into them. There's also a wing light child in one of them. In fact, let me finish the candles on this section, because the entrance to that tunnel is on this side of the main floating island. This whole section is from Season of Flight, and it is technically a part of Hidden Forest, which is why there's an additional entrance to the Windpaths from Hidden Forest. Now, you saw that I started in Aviary Village, mostly because I think a lot of people do actually use Aviary Village as home, but I'm always coming into things from home. Whoops. We're going to grab butterflies as we go too, because it's a double butterfly event, or a bonus butterfly event. Lots and lots of black dye everywhere. So you see some more over there. And then we'll come back real quick and I will try to get into that tunnel. If you've watched the videos, you know that me ping-ponging in that last tunnel is the norm. Let's get where we can see where we are. Lost in the clouds. All right, so there's that portion, and we need that tunnel right there. So you open your wings and you fly down and you hope. You guys are good luck for me. Okay, so the winglight child is in that one. I'm pretty sure I've already gotten that one. And then this tunnel down here, there is a candle cake. So let's see if I can get into that one too. Nope. Very, very floaty area. Lots of wind, lots of support, but it can also blow you off course, unfortunately. Let's try. Down, down, down. Yay! And here's our candle cake. Shoo. Now we're going to go over to these islands over here. And grab the candles there. Where's the other one? There. I said Season of Flight, didn't I? I hope. One of my favorite costumes is the navigator with the, looks very tribal. Lots of feathers, beautiful colors. Maybe not feathers, feathery look. You'll have to, should I go figure out where he is and find him? If I can edit it, I will just put it in. Okay, so that's all of the candles in this section of the Windpaths. Now we're going to go over here and actually hit the slipstream. And run through these additional areas. I've gone through here before and named all of the zones, but this time we're actually going to stop and hit them. This first one is the Cave of Prophecy, which is where the the trials are. There is a set of candles that you can get from the Isle of Dawn entrance. And we are not going to do the trials. That's not a portion of this. Eventually I will, I promise. Lots and lots of candles in the trials, but they are platforming hell for me. All right, so we go through this hole in the ground and we land right here in the center of the Cave of Prophecy. And the challenge, there are no other candles in this area. The challenge, at least for me, is to figure out how to get back up there. Because I traditionally not have had enough wings to just go straight up. I'm trying to see if there's a platform I can use. All right, let's try. And if not, then we'll go back to aviary and start the wind path again. Oh, I made it. Oh, that's okay, we're gonna slide back down here just a second. Pull out a rock. Get some light. Come on, get close to the light so we can charge up. All right, so let's put that candle down and we'll head back to the Windpaths. Now, in another video, I mentioned that there used to be a rock here. It had some candles on it and a conversation bench, and it's not here. But the weird thing is, between then and now, I actually came through here and it was there. So I don't know what is going on with that bench or that rock. All right, that was Isle of Dawn, the Cave of Prophecy. Come out of there and take a left. I'm sorry, take a right. We could get into the slipstream if we needed to, but we're actually just going to stay over here. Get out of the clouds. A couple of candles here. This is the second entrance off of the slipstream. Grab those. And we're going now into Sanctuary Island. Now, if you time this right, you could hit either the polluted geyser eruptions or the sunset turtle event. So you could get extra lights from that. I have done, I came in here and did Geyser earlier. So I've actually already gotten this candle cake up here, but I'll show you where it's at. I'm also going to show you where the wing lights are, even though I have those. if you want to see me actually collect them, I don't really consider this an outlying area because I come to Geyser every single day. But, and that being the case, excuse me, it's part of my Daylight Prairie run. So here's the candle cake was up there. Here's one of the 8. Okay, there's normally a darkness plant here, so there's lights. I already got those today, but all of the rest of them I left specifically for this recording. There are 8. Yes, wing light spirits in Sanctuary Islands. I will go by their location, but they're not going to be there. I haven't been to Eden in a little while. Work has prevented me from really spending that much time playing anything. So we have one here. That's number 2. And then from here, I fly out toward the islands. Because that little island directly in front of us, there's a wing light child there as well. There are no candles out that direction, so I'm just going to swing around, and we're going to go down into this cave. Drop. There's this darkness plant here, and there is a wing light child. This would be wing light child number 4 if we'd gone out to the little island. Now there is a way to get up on that jellyfish and jump through the roof to get up to the other side of the island. But we have a wing light child hanging out on a cliff over here. Oop. Black butterflies. Black is not normally a color you find in the Daylight Prairie. And it is very rare normally. So we are going to catch as much of it as we can. So there is a wing light child who lives here. And then Candle Run. We have a candle cake right up here. One of these days I'm going to have 8 friends. I think it's 8. Maybe it's 6 here. To stand on these rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stand on these rocks and play whatever these bells are. Capture some more flat colors. We'll fly down and around over here. Two big darkness plants here. Jump. Plant there. Candle cake here. I go this way. Then people drop into the cavern or the cave, and that's okay. Find your own path. Whatever makes the most sense to you. There's a big darkness tree in here. It takes at least 3 people to burn this down. So, you'll often find people in here beeping, trying to get some help, calling, not beeping, trying to get some help to burn this down. All right, and we have another wing light child back here. Oops! Set me for a loop. You missed me, you missed me. I've actually gotten better at flying through here, so I don't know why I'm still jumping. And there is a wing light child taking a shower. Right here. And we have some lights here. Straight up, we've got a wing light child up here. So that's all of our wing light children. The last little bit of lights is actually over here by Geyser. Now at Geyser you can get 200 to 250 lights, wax, whatever you want to call it, if you do that. And I will put a link in the description that gives you a calendar timetable that will be in your local time zone. These are all darkness plants that are here. If you do Geyser, there are 2 darkness plants that grow right here once. And then, of course, Geyser. Geyser goes off every 2 hours. On the hour, it starts, the lights actually, or the darkness balls start to erupt at 5 after the hour. And then end at 1/4 after. If you do not use daylight savings time, all of your times will be different, and there are some zones I have apparently not done Season of Sanctuary. I was up here going to look for a manta to help me get back up to the Windpaths. So let's see if I can do it this way. I don't remember if the geyser recharges your light or not, so this might not work. It does, good. Okay, we're going to head for that space right over there. I think it's right up. Come on, fly. Where is it? I think it's right over there, on my right. Fly. Get to the clouds. I may not be able to do this. If I can't get to the clouds, I won't get any recharge on my energy. And we'll just plummet to the ground. The ocean in this case. The beauty is that Sanctuary Island is very floaty. So we might actually make it. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Right, I think we're above the clouds now. So let's get some energy. Oh, there we go. I'm hitting a wind wall, so maybe the entrance is not over here. It's up this way somewhere. All right, let's go this direction. Maybe it's closer over on this side. Where is this silly thing? I don't normally come out this way, obviously, because I use the Windpaths to get into places and then I just teleport back. There it is. Okay. So under the island that's up here is where that Windpath entrance and exit are. Back out to the Windpaths, and to the right again. After we get a little further out, so that I'm not lost in the clouds, which is what's going to happen right now. We'll find it. Okay, there's Sanctuary. There's the slipstream. Let's just pop into that. Right in front of us is the Starlight Desert. Starlight Desert. So here's that entrance. This was Season of the Little Prince. And it's actually part of Vault of Knowledge. It's the desert, so I thought it was Isle of Dawn. It's not. This is a really good entrance for Starlight Desert because you start out very high and you need to come up very high. Now, if I flip around behind me, where that dark spot is right in the center, that's the normal entrance. If you come in from the Vault of Knowledge or the cinema entrance. The books, there is a beautiful view of the mountain right there. On the books back here on the side is a set of candles. When this was introduced to me, I just happened to find those. And Panda, who introduced me to the game, one day was just hanging on and I was flying and she goes, I didn't even know those were there. She'd been playing for about a year. All right. That spirit is glowing because I have not done this season yet, and I have not had a reason to meet that spirit. There's another one right in front of us. You can see a little bit of that purple glow. They haven't been traveling spirits while I've been playing, so I haven't needed to come out here and meet them. All right, some candles here. Another set right here. And then a third set right here. And while you're here, don't forget to pop down into this cave because there is a winglight child hanging out right here. Lots of clouds for energy. And then we're going to take a little detour here and go into Jellyfish Cove. Now, if you've been playing and you've been doing any of the shard eruption events, you've probably been in here because it's one of the most common spaces for the eruption. Happens right over there. That's another thing I have not done, is shown locations of the eruptions. I may do a montage kind of thing with that. Another spirit I have not met. Its memory involves collecting jellyfish, I think. So that geyser right there shoots you into the air so that you can do it. But there's some candles back here. All right, that is it for Jellyfish Cove for candles. And then we're going to go back out to Starlight Desert. Come on. Up, 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 up. Oh, I'm out of energy. That's why it's... But lots of beautiful clouds. We're going to go up and to the right. And we want to get as high as we can possibly get. Because we need to be on top of that tower for another winglight child. We're going to dip down here, get some energy. Dip down, get some more energy. Go like a shooting star. This is a real challenge when you don't have a whole lot of light, a whole lot of wings. I'm really spoiled now that I have 11 wings. And here's our winglight child up here. There are 3 of them in this area. This is number 2. Drop down off the side for some candles. 3 chunks of candles here as well. Most of the seasons are full-on stories. Season of the Little Prince, Season of Moomin, Season of the 9-Colored Deer. Yes, nine-colored. I keep calling it 9-tailed deer. You can tell I play Pokemon. Some of them, like the Season of Moomin, the Season of Little Prince, Season of Aurora, those were all what are called collaborations. And so they're very story-driven. Season of Flight, the Windpaths, is more a connecting the sky story kind of season. And I am out of light. But we are almost to where I need to go. On top of this jar. Is a winglight child. And if you stand within their little halo, you can recharge. So I will be right back. Okay, now in this jar, there's a little entrance over here on the side. There are 3 more little packets of candles. We're going to grab those. Yet another spirit I have not met. I've done Season of the Little Prince, so I'm not sure why. At least I believe I've done Season of the Little Prince with Hey Mom. And out the front door. Then we're going to go over to that rose garden that we saw. Right over there. Yes, right above my head there's actually a flower. So I've done Season of the Little Prince. I don't understand why I don't have those spirits. Do we not meet those spirits in Season? Maybe we don't. And there's a candle cake right here. I am going to find out what is glowing over here. Oh, somebody just hanging out in the flowers. Now this one, I have never been able to get back into the Windpaths. It seems to be a one-way trip. Every time I've tried it has pushed me back out. But we'll try, and if not, then I will go back to Aviary Village and we'll come back out through the Windpaths again. My thought on this was that let's just do the Windpaths. Let's not look at anything else. This is, where's the entrance? Is this the entrance? No. Must be a little bit higher up. Come on, get out of the clouds. Go the other direction. There's the Windpath. Now let's see if I can get back in through it. So if you were just spending an hour or so, looks like we're gonna make it. Cool. Just spending an hour or so and just wanted to grab some of the outliers, or you've already done all the rest of your candle run, and see, it was trying to throw me back in there. Want to do the rest of your candle run, you could use the Windpaths to do that. Now, on some of these islands, there are candles. This candle cake is right outside, as you saw, the entrance to Starlight Desert. But there are a couple of other little islands that will have 3 or 5 candles on them. If we see them, I'll go get them, but I'm not going to spend the time looking for them. You'll find that a lot of times I don't consider the 2 or 3 candles, 3 or 5 candles, worth the time to go and get. But you might. If you are trying to get 21 in a day, you are definitely going to have to come to these every single day. This is the entrance to Treasure Reef, which is in the Golden Wasteland. I am wrong. This is Forgotten Ark. And this is a Vault of Knowledge location. All right. We're going to have some darkness plants to burn here. This cavern, or this cave, is a little bit of a maze. I'm just going to do my path. Explore this to your heart's content. Find your own path. Hello. Darkness plant here. Darkness plant over here on the left. Little side trip over here on the right. Over to my left. And some people have a path that takes them through this so they don't have to sidetrack at the end. And then this is the entrance. Oh, look, somebody has burned up that plant for us. Take those dye. Did you want to Nikki today on stream? Okay, let me finish this recording. All right. You can see lots and lots and lots of spirits that I have not met. And it seems kind of strange because I have done the Forgotten Ark season, which is season of... Oh, it's going to escape me. There is a winglight child right here. So in my path, it's the second cave that we come into. Oh, it's going to bug me that I don't know the name of that season, but I don't want to stop flying since I may not be able to edit. I don't want to stop flying and take the time to look it up. Down the side of this. Over this direction, grab some butterflies. Then we're going to go up this slope. And there is the Forgotten Ark. Not the Season of Radiance. But it has something to do with lights and brilliance and color and... Oops. got sidetracked looking at something else. And then up here, we have another set of candles, but we also have a winglight child. All right, I am going to take a detour because that's a lot of butterflies. A lot of black in those butterflies. We're going to grab that. I think if we go about halfway, we can get both groups at the same time. Or not. Okay, let's go back and we'll grab this one. Sometimes they are close enough that you can draw them from more than one grouping. Not today, though. Yeah, fill up that black dye jar. And then we're going to go back through the wind path again. The entrance is right over here in this set of clouds. You can see there are no other clouds right on the ground, so that helps you pinpoint it. It just dawned on me. You can't actually get to Treasure Reef through the wind path. So that's a section we're going to have to go to separately. All right. Hermit Valley and Valley of Triumph. Whoops. Get in the wind path. Now this section I did do on my Valley of Triumph wing light candle run video. But since we're doing the wind paths, we're going to do it here. This is also another common location right there for the shard event. Winglight child here. And sometimes, if you're small enough, you can actually get into this cavern through the door or through the window. Not today. It's possible that Hey Mom is not quite small enough. I have not adjusted Hey Mom's height, so this is the same height that I started with. Of course, if you have a chibi mask, you'd be able to come in through that window. And I've been able to get out of the window with Hey Mom. Just can't apparently get in. Now, those are all the candles that are available up here. And the Winglight Spirit. But check out the video for Winglight and Candle Run for Valley, because there's one more Winglight child up in this section. Right above my hair, there is an entrance into the wall of the mountain. And there's a Winglight child in there. But we're going to go back to the wind paths. Such calm, relaxing music. I believe there's candles on that island that was directly in front of us. And this is the underground cavern. Now, I did a video on finding the spirits in Hidden Forest. And I showed you how to get in here, both from Elevated Clearing and through the Windpaths here. But we're just here for candles and winglight children, or lights and winglight children. And there is a winglight child up here by all these birds. I had the worst time right there. I had the worst time getting up here for the longest time. But I have finally mastered the path of the birds. All right, we're going to go over here to the left after we bounce on the wall a little bit. And there's another little cavern up here. We have some darkness plants over here. And some darkness plants over here. It's a big darkness plant. And behind it, you find these two bell jars. These jars are covered, and when you burn the cover off, you get butterflies. And if you deep call the butterfly, it will take you up and up and up and up. And there's a little cave in the wall right up here. Where are you? There you are. And there's a winglight child in here. Then we jump off, float down. And we're going to go this direction because there's that platform that we would come into from Elevated Clearing in the Hidden Forest. There are some darkness plants in here. Or there's one darkness plant in here. Grab these butterflies right where he is standing, was standing. There's a darkness plant in front of this pillar. And then when you light the pillar, it opens that door so that you can get inside when you're following one of the spirits. I don't normally come in here for anything except the winglight children because there's really not a whole lot of light in here to justify the time. At least not for me. If you are... Oh, come on, get up on the ledge. I failed. If you're trying to get 21, it might be worth it to you. But for me, not so much. All right, I'm going to pause while I get some light. All right. So there are ways to help you get up. One of them, of course, is birds. Follow the birds. They will keep you your light charged. And another is that there are light blooms on the side over here. So if you can get to this side of the little hill, then you can just use the light blooms to recharge you. Oh, there's a big plant. I may pause and burn off that plant. Up here, grab some butterflies, is the last winglight child in this section. If you were to go through this gate, it will take you into the elevated clearing. So on your winglight run, you can actually go through the hollow in the tree in elevated clearing, do the underground caverns here, come back out through elevated clearing, and continue on your path in the hidden forest. I am going to go over there and burn off that plant because, like I said, black is a very rare color. And there's lots of it right now. So I'm going to pause. This is actually the last stop, underground caverns, on the wind path itself. Then it just loops you around. You go out to those floating islands again, and it brings you back around to where you could go back to the Cave of Prophecies. So I'm going to burn that plant, and then I will see you back in Aviary village. No, I'll just go to home. It doesn't really matter. Either way, we're going to end up going into the Golden Wasteland. I'll be right back. All right, quick aside, because I thought of another area. In Daylight Prairie, there is an additional area, and I'm pretty sure I've gone into it. Just going to show you where it's at. There is no light in and of itself in the Prairie Peaks, but there are darkness plants in there, and you do get a little bit of light from them. So while you're doing your wing light run, it's worth stopping and getting those, burning off those colored darkness plants for the dye and the few little bits of light that you get from it. I'm not going to go in there right now. I believe that I did include it in the wing light and candle run video for Daylight Prairie. But I'm just going to show you real quick where it's at, and then we'll go on back to home and go to the Golden Wasteland. Through the Spirit Gate. Now that is, of course, the Prairie Caves, but if we go over here to the left, there's a Spirit Gate right there in the cliff, and that will take you to Prairie Peaks. All right. That was the Spirit of Moments, where you get your little camera to be able to take pictures in game. Golden Wasteland. There's our closet, our social area. We're going to take a right. We're going to take this boat over here. And this time I am going to pause real quick and find some information. All right, so Treasure Reef. We're going to have to swim around and open up clams. Opening them up gives us light. And when I say swim around, you actually are swimming under the water, and there are areas that you can breathe underwater, which is very, very helpful. Other areas you cannot. So you eventually learn which is which. And I don't think I have this turned off, so this cutscene turned off, so I'm going to pause and skip. Okay, here we are in Treasure Reef. First little, whoops, we got a shared space, or shared memory instead. Oh, come on. If you're going to place memories in areas, please don't place them places like right where you're trying to collect an item. It's very frustrating. This one doesn't look like it has any black, so we're going to skip that one. Candles. There are 2 wing light children in here as well. And we're going to start right inside this cave. Come on, dive. Dive, dive, dive. There we go. Ah! Apparently, I am having issues. There we go. Face down and forward. Why won't you move? Oh, it's like have I not done Season of Abyss? Oh, I thought I did. Because I remember thinking I wanted to, recording it. Come on. And I missed something that I didn't record it correctly. Okay, how do I get out of here now? Can I not get out of here? There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have another way to get in there, so it's okay. That's one way to get down in there. I don't know what that little circle was, so that might have had something to do with why I couldn't get into the lagoon there. A couple of candles here. This is Season of Abyss. And that's the season guide right there. And these clams are hiding lots and lots of places. I have landmarks, and they're not always in the same place. They rotate through those places, but I have half an idea where most of them are. You can use landmarks like these spirits. There are several. Sometimes you have to be underwater to see and open them. Other times you can see them from the surface. And you can, if you act like you're flying, you can actually move faster underwater. You can do the flap, single flap kind of thing, or you can hold it and flap really fast. There's some candles up here. There are sometimes candles off the coast right there. There's one. There are sometimes candles up here on the shore. Drop down here and grab this one. There are roughly average 200 lights, wax, that you can get from Treasure Reef. As many as 254 according to the wiki. Sometimes there is a clam right in here. Not letting me dive. Sometimes. Doesn't look like it's here right now. Sometimes there is one over here on this path or space. I don't know what to call it. Now, one of the winglight children is up on top of this tower. And thankfully, there are light blooms to help you. I normally start over on that side and I fly up from that side, but since we went this way, it's a path option. Your map stone is up here too. Winglight child, map stone. There are 3 or 4. No, we'll do it this way. I was going to say there are 3 or 4 a cluster of 3 or 4 candles, 3 or 5 candles over by the tower that was on the opposite side. But there are clams down here in this water. And where we find the last, or the second or last winglight child in this area is usually where I port back to home. So there's sometimes a couple of clams here. So tap like you're skipping. Well, now I'm walking. Why am I walking? Get off of there. Okay, maybe it is inside of here. It has obviously been a while since I have done. No, it's not this section, because that section is something completely different. I'm trying to go around the side of this little island piece. I have never been able to walk through here. That is so strange. But it's also not letting me dive. So very strange. Maybe this is something new. It seems like every time I go someplace I haven't been in a while, there's something different about it. Now, can I get up on one of these rocks so we can get some light again? Be right back. All right. Now that we have some energy again, there are some candles here. Pretty butterflies. And then off the coast here are some more candlelights. Not candlelights, clams. And then we just take a quick peek and make sure there's nothing else right in this section. And there's not. So we're going to go back towards the lagoon. For some reason, I could not get through that cave to get into the lagoon. So we're going to do it this way. In this little part of the lagoon, there are usually some clams. You see the boat right over there on our right. Just check over into this little section because sometimes there's a clam in here. Not today. Then we're going to go under the boat because there's usually a clam right over here. Now you can see up under my yellow wing energy bar that I don't have that blue bar that is ticking down, and that's because I can breathe here. That's what that blue bar represents, your breath. Right. And then we just swim around. These clams are not always in this. They have specific spaces, but they're not always in all of those spaces. So you have to swim around to the places you know they generally are and find them. A lot of these are down here on the ground, which means there's probably not a whole lot of them up there in the grasses. I have not done this often enough to be able to give you a rhyme or reason. So, just like you, I will just have to, come on, swim around and see where they are. Oh, I remember where I forgot some lights. Down in that cave, there are 3 caves that are hooked together. That cave that's right above my head. And there are some lights in there. They're just floating around. So you have to kind of go in there and swim through them. I'm not going to. It's probably the equivalent of 3 or 5 candles. If I had done my normal path, we would have come across them. I'm lost. There we go. Sometimes I get turned around. If you tap like you're skipping, you can move a little faster. If you hold, you can swim like you're flying very fast. Full on wing flaps. Sometimes these are so close together that it's hard to get the right angle on them. Because we need to be at the back of a clam to be able to open it. There we go. Ho hum. All right, so having gotten the ones in the grasses, gotten the large ones, just take a peek in these little holes in the ground. And then we're going to swim real quick around this sunken pagoda. Fish will help you swim faster. Sorry, I had to fix something. There's another one. And then we are going to go through this tunnel right here. And hopefully the big abyss eel will come up as we're right here. If you see me do Turtle Island, I'm not even sure if I've done Turtle Island. Turtle, or the Sunset Turtle. Turtle has a path. There's the eel. All right, see this blue path? That is also collectible light. And if you were to follow the eel around for a while, you can collect up to 500 wax. We're not going to do that. That's not where we're going. We come down off of that ledge and we want to go through this grate over here. Go through the tunnel. I was saying that those lights are just hanging out. That's what I mean. This right here. In those 3 little caverns. Little caves. Oh, come on. It does not like my location. There we go. There's one. Okay, just go over there and get that one then first. Now that I'm on this side, it doesn't want to show it. You see under my light bar, my energy bar, there's my breath blue light bar. You do get additional breath from every bit of light. And then if we go into this little space over here, it's obvious when you haven't collected them because it glows really bright. There's a winglet child. So that is essentially the entirety of Treasure Reef. Things are not always in the same place. You have to swim around to find them. Now, let's see. I thought of a couple other places. Can we still get into there from Vault of Knowledge? Yes, this pathway is still open. There are 3 other sections that you can get to through this Vault of Knowledge pathway or the new cinema pathway, which is this room right here. There are no lights or winglight children in the 2 Embers. So that one is just a playground. And if you haven't visited it, you should. Then there's the pathway to the Little Prince, the Starlight Desert. That was that little cave that I showed you is down on the ground. Aurora is the concert. There's no lights or winglight children associated with that one either. We do have a winglight child in the season of Moomin. So we're going to pop in there real quick. And I believe I've already collected it. You have to do the season of Moomin in order to get to that little pagoda. And in that is where the winglight child lives. You cannot get this one until you have completed the season of Moomin. It won't let you over here. So, stands right there on that block. Back to home. There are no lights, wax lights, in season of Moomin. Back to Vault of Knowledge. And I mentioned the season of the 9-colored deer. I think that's a story, so it would have been an actual book. So it would have been a collaboration as well. Season of the 9-colored deer is hiding right here. If you were playing for the Moonlight event, Days of Moonlight, you know one of the sections in here, and we will get to it. Helpful people that put in ways to recharge your light right here in the doorway. You have to fly through the cavern. I go up here and get some light out of the clouds. Beautiful view of the mountain. Uh-oh. Oh, somebody is doing the episode, doing the actual season, and they got hit by the... See if we can help them. Give them some light and go along our path. All right. So we ended up down in the cavern. You can walk out that way as well if you don't have enough light to fly up to get to the clouds to get more energy. The mural that slowly fills in as you are doing Season of the 9-colored deer, and that is the guide right there. More spirits I really need to meet. And right below here is one of our Winglight children. Right there. All right, then if we take a left through these clouds, and I just looked at my recording time, it's over an hour, so this is going to have to be 2 episodes. Since we're almost done, I can split it in 2. I'll just have to figure out where it is. And hopefully the editor will let me put in a note. As I said, OBS and DaVinci Resolve are not playing nicely together for me right now. So here's that area that was Days of Moonlight, and under that tree is another Winglight child. Oh, somebody else is in trouble. Right there. Then back out. There is a spot somewhere over there in those clouds where you can actually get over the clouds to get back into the main area. I haven't played with it, so I don't know exactly where it is, so we're not going to spend the time trying to find it. We'll just use the path we know. Alright, get some energy from the cloud. And then we're going to fly over towards that temple tower. Not really a temple, I don't think. Maybe it is. It's not a temple in the sense of it being part of the constellation. Actually, I think it's called a palace, if I remember the story right. The king lives there, and his daughter falls in love with someone that has something to do with the... You'll have to read the story. Someone who has something to do with the 9-colored deer. on the back side of this spire is the third wing light child. Then we're going to drop down into these windows, because this is where the lights are for 9-colored deer area. They're all along the side here. So you just skip, 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 skip. Collecting our light until you reach here, and then you got to go up to the chandelier. Because there's a few lights up here. And then back down and skip some more. There are about 50 lights here in this palace temple thing. There is a little cave out on the floor of this little village. I don't know which one, but there's a little clump of candles there as well. 3 to 5 candles. Not worth the time for me to go and find them. 9-colored deer. The only one we have left, actually, is a wing light child that is in season of the Bluebird. The entrance to that is in the elevated clearing. We're in the hidden forest here. If you have done season of assembly, then you have access to the shortcuts in the treehouse, which is where I'm going. And if you were to time this one right, you could actually, since it's in elevated clearing, you could actually go to Grandma's and have lunch while you're at it. Oh, I don't need to light these candles. I've already been through here. But you have candles in here too. This is part of my candle run, wing light and candle run for Hidden Forest. So that one, you can watch that video to see all of the candles in the treehouse and in the Hidden Forest that I'm not going to stop off at. And then we come out of the treehouse. Right across from it is the entrance to the elevated clearing. The ancestors' table of belonging right there where Grandma serves lunch. 2 real quick I talked to you about in the underground caverns. The other entrance is right there in the hollow of that tree. And the other exit that I told you would bring you back into elevated clearing is right there. But we want to go right here to the pathway for Bluebird. Season of the Bluebird. And the wing light child. You come in looking at that stage, but the wing light child is behind us, as is the map stone right there. So, there you have it. Those are all of the outlying areas that you can get through the windpaths, and other little places like the boat that takes you to Treasure Reef, and the entrances to these collaborative areas that may have light. So thank you so much for coming along with me. This is probably the end of episode 2. So if you haven't already seen the first one, pop in there and see that. Thank you for coming along with me. If this was helpful, hit like, subscribe if you would like to get notifications of future videos that I post. I'm Kimmy Amber. This is Hey Mom, Play This. And I will see you again next time in the sky.